What does it mean to truly worship God? Is it more about what happens in church or how we live in the world? In our lesson today, we'll see how Israel had become complacent in their presumption of God's favor. Israel had mistakenly believed that, despite their sinful ways and their worship of other gods, they can still count on God's protection. However, Amos declared to them that their actions had displeased God and would have destroyed their nation. For some to be spared, they must seek good and hate or leave evil. The twofold action of seeking and avoiding is emphasized in verse 15. They are to hate the evil and love the good. The terms hate and love indicate decisions that one must make. Seeking good is connected with choosing to love good. Avoiding evil is connecting to choosing to hate evil, which brings us to our key verse for today, which reads, "Instead, I want to see a mighty flood of justice, an endless river of righteous living." Amos chapter 5, verse 24. Amos prophesies with the refrain of seeking. The root of the word seek, used in verses 4 and 6, to refer to the people seeking the idol sanctuaries and then to seek God. Now, Amos uses it to refer to good as opposed to evil. The good that the people are to seek is justice for the poor. Amos holds out the promise of the Lord's presence if they seek good. This highlights the fact that the Lord is not with them to begin with because of their injustice and oppression. This seeking of good is more than just an outward action and must radiate from an attitude of the heart. Amos uses strong words here. Seeking good is called hating evil. In other passages of the Old Testament, this word is used to refer to an enemy. The Israelites had been friends with evil and stood on the side of injustice. Amos confronts them and challenges them to choose sides by using this word. If the people would seek God and seek good instead of seeking the sanctuaries at Bethel and Gilgal, then maybe he would be gracious to them. Amos is communicating that there is still the possibility of God showing favor and mercy to them. The day of the Lord is a term that refers to the Lord appearing and bringing judgment on the nations. Amos implies that those Israelites who are involved in oppressing the poor longed for the day of judgment, and here he tells them that it will not be a good time for them. It will be darkness, not light. The images of running from a lion only to meet a bear or running into a house to be bitten by a serpent describes the day of the Lord as a time when they cannot escape God's judgment. Outwardly impressive religious acts of goodwill that are selfishly done do not move the heart of God. The word feast refers to the three main festivals that God established in Israel: Passover, Pentecost, and the Feast of Tabernacles. Israel was abusing all of these festivals. God rejected what Israel did in these feasts, which had a form of godliness but lacked the power and intention of them. The implication is that God himself may establish events, activities, or procedures, but the people can pervert, abuse, and misuse them to achieve their selfish ends. So here's our lesson. The Lord ends his pronouncement of judgment upon Israel's hypocritical worship with a rhetorical question. He asks if the Israelites have offered sacrifices to him in the wilderness. He had been with them in the wilderness without regular sacrifices. Next, he confronts them on their worship of idols. They have paraded images of foreign gods through their streets to their shrines. God illustrates the nature of judgment, justice, and righteousness by using the phrase, "run down as waters," and "as a mighty stream," which speak of the ongoing and unobstructed movement of an ever-flowing body of water. The Lord has already laid out the stipulations of justice in his covenant, and he's waiting for his people to fill the dry and barren land with justice and righteousness, as the rains fill up a desert valley. Thank you so much for listening and subscribing to iLights. Heavenly Father, fill our hearts with what we truly desire, for who we truly seek is you.